Yo, welcome to Team Radd Titan. And look, he's still there. Yeah, we're still about. Okay, and today we're going to be reviewing the House of Gog Moonstone statue. So we're going to go through the box, what you get in the box, all the little goodies, show you the statue and talk about it, what we think about it. So stay tuned, yeah?
Keep watching. Hey everyone, so we're back as you were saying. Okay. Yep. Coffee at 8:30 in the evening is not a good thing to do.
Not for me.
Anyhow, so we're looking at the House of Gog Moonstone. So this piece is a company that just came out of nowhere really. They've come about over the last kind of year and a half, doing a little bit in the background, and then they started doing their social media probably about 4 to 6 months ago to kind of get their name out there for their pre-order. So what we'll do first is we'll start on the actual box, and then we'll go on to the kind of history, and then we'll go on to the piece, which we need to kind of go all the way over there to the bar area to pick up. So the box on this, first of all, the packaging is done really, really well. This piece is pretty intricate. There's lots of pieces on the head, the body and the base, which could easily get broken, which we will show later. But with the box, it's absolutely solid. The packaging, top notch, totally top notch.
And this is a first release too. So
first release.
A lot of the errors are made there. You know.
Well, one of the things as well is they've kind of worked quite close with Pure Arts, which are an experienced company. Yeah, so they've kind of got some of that experience from there to learn from, and they've not cut corners with the packaging. I mean, this print here, you could easily put this box at the back and have it on display. It's really, really nice.
I haven't even seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, it is lovely. Yeah. It's almost got like a 3D like effect.
Well, you got like where it's kind of been printed on. You got like where the House of Gog there is. It's kind of like a gloss, and then you have the
almost like a stick has been put over the top of it.
Yeah, I suppose most gloss. Yeah, and then you have the matte, which is the moon in the background, and then you got the kind of parts on the base there as well. Which really, really nice box. Didn't cut any corners there, as I say. And what you do then is you also get all the documentation there that you've got.
Yes. Well, I was actually really impressed with this. I was looking through this. So when I opened it, you get this really sexy card. Like,
give me that because you'll,
What?
If you pass me that.
It's actually like, no, I don't want to.
No, because you're going to get it wrong.
Yeah, I probably will. But look, it's quite nice. It's a lovely, it's actually like a...
It's metal.
Yeah, it's a metal card.
It is metal.
It's really nice as well. So you get that.
Yep.
You get an assembly guide.
Sorry, whoa. Go on. Saddle up, cowboy.
What have you got, sweetie?
This actually says number 1 on it, which when I first saw this, I was like,
we got number 1!
We got number 1. I would have thought that PA would have wanted that, or someone else. I think his dad actually got number 1, but what that actually means is that that's the first one of their run. So this is the first piece of the pieces they're going to do. So yeah, when you get it out, don't get too excited that you have number 1, because you don't. So it's the first piece in the line.
But you don't actually have to worry too much about that, because you get this fantastic certificate that does... Yeah, you do. Yeah. You get this fantastic certificate that actually tells you what number you do have on it. And what's amazing about this is that this is actually signed by the co-founder of the House of Gog, which is... I don't even know how you pronounce that name. P.A.
L'Experience.
Sexy name that is. That is a sexy name.
I mean, I'll probably mispronounce it, but he said when he said
that is a sexy name. And then you have like
say the next one as well.
I would say Hugues.
Well, it looks like it says like Huey's.
No, Hugues. Because it's like Huggies. It's like Huggies.
No, it's not. Like when you hear the French people say it, they're like,
Huggies.
Yeah,
Martel. So really nice though, and actually really proper seal of approval and everything, like proper seal there. It's really nice.
I was looking at this the other day actually, and this looks much better than my 50-meter swim certificate that I got in school.
You never got such a certificate. You can
50 meters.
You can dream. You can do 5 meters.
And this done really well. So it's embossed. It's signed.
Might be one of the best certificates I've seen actually. That is clean as anything. And that is proper hand signed. That's not auto pen or nothing.
I got update videos where they were doing them. They literally signed the certificates. They signed the base art on there as well, and they literally had like cheese and wine nights when they did it.
That's wicked.
Yeah,
but that's a good idea. I mean, and apparently this is actually signed by the artist Pascal Blanche. There's only 400 edition size, so it's really low. You get this fantastic, you know, assembly guide here. I actually thought this was a sticker book, so I was well excited. I was like, stickers! But it's not. It's just really colourful, and it's really clear. I really have to say I'm super impressed with our first release that you get all this sort of stuff.
I like to not use the instructions when I first get something. I like to do it as a man, we don't really use them very much, and I just like to see if something is easy to put together or not, and then I kind of refer to the instructions afterwards
and see how
to see if that is how you naturally would do it. If
that makes sense. Yeah.
I totally agree though that when I opened this up, I got really excited because I thought they were like the stickers you have when you're a kid.
Yeah, man.
I really did. But yeah, I opened it all up. But the piece goes together great. I mean, the magnets are super strong. Everything kind of gets pulled where it needs to get pulled into. So
it's also a good way to do it, just in case, you know, sometimes these things are found at the bottom of the box, or you open the wrong side of the box, and then you pull out the, you know what I mean, and you don't really find the instruction manual. It can happen. So being able to do it off the cuff like that is useful. You also get this fantastic print, which is beautiful. It's really clear, and it actually looks more like, it's funny because it's identical to the statue. I don't know if this is the art of the statue.
No, I think that's from the statue.
It's amazing though, isn't it? It's very. I mean, I just don't know what this is.
This is from the statue. Oh, that's just to keep it like
fun.
Card, yeah.
I was going to say. I thought to myself, wow. I mean,
this is really. You can actually see that this is really high res.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
So this is from the actual 3D, not the original comic.
I'm just really impressed with this. You get it in a nice little like envelope there with a nice sealed box that says House of Gog on it. I'm super impressed with it. I have to say that as a first piece come out. I mean, I think they've pretty much made sure they've dotted the I's and crossed the T's.
Oh, definitely. Sure. I mean, they're definitely not. As I say, what I've already said, they're not cutting corners with this.
Yeah, but it feels like that. You know, that's the difference. Easy to say that, but actually, when you get the things in your hand, you realise you're like, Jesus, okay, they ain't playing any games.
So what we do then is we'll get the statue out. All right, so we're back, and we already had our set up, so yeah, it wasn't too bad to bring her over here. The piece is made up of several parts, so when you actually get the moon out, I just want to add that if you put the acrylic rod into the moon first, and then into the base, otherwise it can be a bit awkward. I did try and do it the other way, where it was in the base and in the moon, and it was quite hard to push it down and stuff, so go rod into the moon and then into the base. And when you do it as well, make sure that the way the moon is facing forward, there's kind of like a C shape of the base. Make sure that's facing the way the moon's facing, because if you do it the other way, it will just tip over.
Yeah.
So yeah,
there is a slight it's an angle of this guy, isn't it? So there's ever so slight a degree. Yeah. So yeah, you've got like a crescent moon shaped part of the base. So just make sure that and actually the better way to remember it, if you look at it from the side, is it actually hugs around the base. If you're trying to conserve space, it loops around. So if it loops away from the base, then you know you fucked up.
Yeah. So this is
beautiful.
This is the classic pose. So this is actually from the original artwork. This is from Heavy Metal number 270, which is the art from Pascal Blanche.
Say that with some attitude, man. Blanche.
Yeah. And it's from 2014. So basically, this is where the art originally came from.
And it's well on point of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen pictures of the statue when I've been talking to the guy that's done this, and then pictures of the art, and I don't know. It's very hard to know which one you're actually looking at.
He did a comparison where he put the original artwork next to the 3D render, and then next to the statue, and it's probably one of the best representations of taking an original 2D art to a 3D render to a statue and them looking identical. The way that they look. You make up. That's a fantastic point. In fairness, you're probably right. It probably is from reference to piece in hand. It's as close as you're ever going to get. I think they made the boobs a little bigger, but anyway.
Well, you've got to do that.
So basically, this is from the Pascal Blanche from 2014.
So she's like
so Heavy Metal is actually one of those magazines which is known for introducing a lot of artists So you can actually see things like one of the really famous artworks that kind of took off from there is like the Death Dealer by Frank Frazetta.
Yeah.
That was been made
The guy
by
on the horse.
Yeah.
With the axe.
That's been made by several companies. Also, I was watching a documentary the other day about helicopter pilots in the army. Actually, probably the military in South America.
Yeah.
And they actually had the Death Dealer painted on their Apache. Anyway, irrelevant, but yeah. And then also, so that's that. And then so the team of House of GOG is Pierre, PA Experience, and Hirg Mattel. Yeah. And then
Martel. The character histories, from what I can understand, she's like a demon hunter that sort of has been off world. She comes back to her planet, and when she left it, they kept the evil and the demon sort of at bay and locked away. When she returns home to a desolate world, it's like all of her people are gone, the evil is out, and she doesn't know what's happened. So she's returned home to this sort of empty planet that she has to go off, and she's going to find these demons. She's going to start hunting. She's going to start finding what's happened to her people and go after them all. So pretty cool concept, really, quite interesting. And I think, to be fair, I think it's quite a sexy, vibrant piece.
Yeah.
It is. I don't know what it is, but there's just something that's quite eye grabbing. As soon as you walk in, Alex sent me some pictures, and the pictures were average, but this piece actually, I could post this on our... Listen, I could post... This is what I'm going to tell you, right? When Alex sends me a picture, I have to mess with it loads to get it so it's even remotely Instagram or any Facebook or anywhere ready. This piece didn't need any messing about with at all. Even his terrible pictures, it still looked fantastic, and I could instantly post them on Instagram, which is amazing to be able to do that. Because a lot of the time, I've got to mess with the framing, I've got to mess with, the darkness or whatever he's done. This piece in a dark room will stand out and will literally grab your attention anyway. Is that amazingly well? It's like really eye-catching, and but in a good way. And what's strange about it is that there isn't a great deal of contrast in colour. There's only like literally a few colours. When you think about what you're looking at,
well, it's blue and green.
There's blue,
and
green,
orange.
Yeah, but that's really it, really, isn't it?
No, well, that's one of the things as well, which
I think that's amazing.
With this piece, I had nothing to do with the piece. But I had a lot of conversations with Pierre while he was working on it. He sent me the renders early. He sent me the images, and he showed me the samples and everything. But while he was showing me that, I always had this thing in the back of my mind where I was a bit like, it's green here, it's green here, it's green here, and as you say, the contrast of it. But when you see it in hand, it breaks down really nicely. The blue pops.
I don't know how it does,
and
I don't know how it works, but it works.
But
I get really pissed. I get really pissed off. Like, there's nothing more that pisses me off, right? When a factory does a paint job, right, and they use the same shade of colour but different variations of lightness or darkness of the same shade. So it's like, olive green and then a slightly light olive green for the boots and a slightly lighter olive green for the cuffs. But this, actually, strangely, it's the same green for the gun, for her uniform, for the base, and it works really well. And it shouldn't really. This should bother me more. But then again, I know the artwork that I'm referring to, and it's exactly like that. So maybe that's it.
I said a minute ago, but you spoke over me. It's kind of that post-apocalyptic world. So you have that colour, that kind of, that's taken over everything. Everything's kind of like, rather than it being dull and gloomy, it's kind of like this green tinge. Everything is like that. And then has that kind of like rock, like when rock kind of grinds down, and you get like all this kind of dust from the rocks.
It really looks like someone's taken a load of brick sand and gone all over the base, doesn't it? It's. That's really fantastically well done.
I'll tell you what we'll do.
Like
so as we were saying before, this is the actual classic pose. So this is the artwork. This is how it was. And what they then had to do was go away and design adjustments on there to have the kind of add-ons to make it look different and bring it kind of forward rather than it being the same thing from 2014, adding the House of Gog twist to it. So they added the extra heads. I'll tell you what to do. If you take away the moon,
yeah,
you right with that?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so just so that people could see the back of that, because well, you can just put it down on.
Yeah. I mean, it's there, and you can see it, or I can turn it if you like. So
Yeah.
is it like that?
Why?
No, you said the back of it. That's the back of it.
No, I meant her. You idiot.
I know it's a joke.
Yeah. So you got you got these the skull, the kind of antlers coming out. You have then all of the machinery on the back here, and this then she has the gun, and then you got all the machinery on the bottom, and there's actually a lot of detail here and a lot of pieces
I love all the skulls.
which could easily get broken. But what they've done is they've actually, like on these kind of pieces, like on her hip here, it's actually like a really soft resin, so you can actually it will move a little bit. Obviously it's still resin, so it's still fragile, but it's just to help then with the kind of shipping process, because there's some really intricate pieces.
It's the same with these spikes, isn't it? They've got a little bit. They've got a little bit of move. You can see there's a little bit of move in them, and all of them.
And so then the piece is here. What we'll do then is you then get the switch outs here, which are all go onto the base. So what you have is
the added base, you mean?
Yeah. So the extra base.
That's a nice touch as well. Another little thing that they've done right is by having. It's nice to have the actual bust like routine where you can stick the head somewhere and actually make a display of it.
Well, even the add-ons for the gun. So I'll wait for her to come back round, and actually I'll turn her off.
Yeah. Right.
That's why
you just have to use your new toys, don't you?
That's what I normally do to women, turn them off. So what you do is this part of the gun will go on the back of the gun there. The magnet will just pull that straight in. You also have then this kind of harpoon. And what this does here is there's actually a magnet in this side. So actually, shall I turn it around while I do this?
Yeah, show the people.
Show the peeps.
Show the people how it's done.
So,
and if not, show them how you break it.
Show them how I get tangled up. So what you do then is this spear will then go in here. So you got the harpoon. This will just go on, and then it goes in there. And then you see this, that just clicks in there, the magnet.
That's brilliant.
So then what you do?
That's genius. I love it. That's great.
These are quite strong magnets, so oops, take that up. So that's one piece there. You want to hold that for, you just hold it under there, like that.
Dude, my record is 0, just so you know that. Zero breakages, 0 breakages.
These magnets are really strong. Well, you want to make sure that she's facing off to her
Cool,
left.
they've even done the eyes underneath as well, you know?
Yeah.
Even though you can't see them from the angle that it's displayed. It's good. I like that. Good job.
And then this is more the kind of, she's got this kind of more aquatic look to her. So
why can she go under the water with that on?
Don't know.
I'm guessing so.
Test
She's
it.
got a harpoon and
so yeah, again, the magnet is super strong there, pulls it straight in. And
put it on spin.
Yeah.
I wanted to have a look because I really dig the other head, the sort of antler head.
I prefer the antler head, which is the original one, but this one as well. Here you go.
I love the spear though. I think I prefer the spear in the antler.
Yeah.
I like the spear. The spear's. I think it's ingenious how you haven't had to take anything off.
Yeah.
To change the weapon, which is great. You just literally it connects in a couple of places and it's just there.
Well, I'd say one of my favourite parts of that is the way that magnet,
harpoon gun.
The magnet from the harpoon just pulls. It goes straight onto the side, and that really adds quite a lot to it.
That's strong. Oh, it's strong.
It's strong.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's really strong.
But you do see that part here is what I'm talking about. So this kind of.
Yeah, I saw that bit. Yeah, that's good because it's just a nice flatted out surface, isn't it? So the magnet just that's the shit that is. I love that.
So then if you
they did a fantastic job on this. They've really thought about it. They've taken their time with it to get it right. I hate to give you some credit, but talking to you has clearly helped. They've done some. They've made some right calls here.
I don't know if I can take credit for that. They're a good team. I'm not taking any credit for it. They're a good team and they've done
great ideas on here though. Making it supple, making the resin just a little bit softer so that you can actually move some parts. It's very clever. I mean, there's nothing brittle on it. Very clever.
I mean,
I want to just like ping this, but
Herg's been making statues.
A little bit too. That moves too.
Herg's been making statues over 20 years. So
well, there you are.
He's very well known in the hobby.
Oh, good man.
Behind the scenes. So.
Well, he's done. I mean, his involvement in this clearly worked out fantastic. I mean, the base is great. It's got like engine parts on there, mechanical parts on there, almost like fallen warriors like her. And then the skulls are sort of in around where the mechanics are. Like if you imagine she fell and then she sort of rotted away, the armor would still be okay and her skull would just be near it. Do you get what I mean? And that sort of base routine is what you can see, which is actually really cool.
Yeah. And it's very Mad Max-esque, isn't it?
It has something.
Well,
it's amazing. I love it when these things sort of shock me. I like it when they surprise me, these type of things, because you think to yourself, if someone wants to speak to you on the telephone and say to you, I'm going to do this statue, it's going to be like 3 colours. You'd be like, yeah, all right, mate. You know what I mean? Good luck with that.
Well, the other side of it as well is, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that one, but you're going to, the next one is more you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the next one is way more you.
Good.
I mean, with this one, sorry, going back a little bit.
That's exciting because I like badass shit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, going back to this one, so the female form on this as well. So going through that.
It's like a sexy Smurf.
Well, it was like Avatar also.
Similar,
like
yeah.
Sexy green. Sexy
I can see
green.
you hitting nips through that bar as well.
You can. There was a request.
I wouldn't say no. I'm telling you.
There was a request by someone if you could take off this and see her bare-chested. There was a request.
Is she got nipples underneath the...
No, you can't take it off.
I was going to say, is that soft a resin there? The nipples
that's the
are popping
resin.
through the top. It's clearly chilly on your world, darling.
Well, yeah.
But there's actually, I mean, there's a fantastic shading in the blue. There are some purple elements around the creases of her arm, around her abdomen, underneath her breasticles. She's
also got them lower back dimples.
Yeah, you like that, yeah. You can also, from the side, you can see the bumps. She's got fantastic form. What's that? You like to do that with it?
That's where you put your thumbs when...
Oh, is that how it goes? Oh, I see, all right. I wouldn't know.
All right.
Us church-going lads, we don't know about this sort of business.
Well, do you want to get out of the tape measure?
Well, we know about that. Yeah, are you going to keep her still? I'm guessing the antlers, she's taller, yeah?
The antlers
It looks like it goes a little higher.
Only a little bit, I don't think by much. I mean, the instructions
Top of the head. It says in the instructions she's around 16.5 inches tall. That head is not. That head there is around 15.5, I would say, maximum.
Yeah, this takes her up.
So I'm guessing that,
an inch.
Yeah, there you are. So it is like I suggested, it's about 16. But
your biggest width is going to be with the harpoon.
Yeah, but the funny thing is with that is you can take that off and just keep the harpoon that way, so you don't lose the emphasis at all, really. You can got the spike.
Of course.
So, all right. If you were displaying a sort of head-on slightly to the side, I would say you are looking at around about 16.5 inches, 42 centimetres, roughly. So she's pretty much as wide as she is tall.
What about depth?
Nah, it's not too bad, I don't think. I mean, I'm going to have to do it from this point, so I'd probably say from there, it's nothing. I would go, even to be on the safe side, you'd say 12.5 inches, 13 inches max. I'm really pushing it at that. I would say it's 12.5. So
you do know what you need.
The detail.
No, you need the height of the moon.
Yeah, the moon makes her 18.5 exactly.
Measure it.
I know it's right. I've checked it already, but it is. If we put the moon behind, now again, what we were saying, if you move this close to behind her, you can see with this particular head, it's very, very close in terms of with the ears. Whatever these are, radar things, so she can hear things, whatever it is. But yeah, with that, I would say the top of that, you can see here, it's about 18.75 there.
Yeah.
18.75, a shade under 19. So if we do it in centimetres, we'll say 48 to the top of that. But that may go down, and I think this may go down to make it right, because there's room in. When I got this from Alex, I pushed it more down because it was more wobbly.
I didn't want to push it too.
Yeah, I pushed it all the way down. I just go, man. I just go, and I think that will go down more to make it 18.5 anyway. So it's a shade over, but I think Alex has not stuck the rod in as far as it can go. It's always been your problem.
Yeah. Just a tip.
Just a tip. That's all you need. That's all you need to get the job done.
All right.
But they've done a fantastic job with this. I have to say, congratulations, gentlemen, and also thank you for sending it to us for us to review.
Yeah, a little bit of story actually. What happened with this was they contacted me. God.
It's dangerous sending this to us. This is the risk, because there are guys out there that will review this stuff and tell you it's all great, and you send shit like that to us and it's not good, mate. You're going to see. Just watch our Icebreaker Psylocke review. Go see how that went.
Finish my story?
Sure, yeah.
Fucking caffeined up motherfucker. Basically, yeah, so I started talking to PA probably about a year and a half ago, and we were in contact. He was saying, watching Radd, trying to button me up a little bit.
As he should watch it.
Sorry?
As he should watch it.
Oh, I don't know if he was telling the truth. And then what we were doing was we were trying to get this piece in before I left, because obviously I worked for XM.
Left.
So, well...
You're on loan to XM, bitch.
So basically then when I got my job with XM, it was a bit like, at the moment we're going to hold back on the reviews until the dust settles and sort stuff out and see what we can and what we can't do. So I broke the news to PA and said, look, sorry, took a bit too long to send that. A little upset is an understatement.
Did he swear at you?
It was one of those I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed with conversations.
Oh, like your dad does.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It really was. But then
did you cry? You
really?
shed a bit of a tear, did you?
Really?
In your cupboard.
I just got a new job, so I was happy. But anyway, and then I saw him on Daft Castle, and he mentioned on Daft Castle, he said
great guys, check them out, sub their channel, good
100%.
people. They're real people, they are.
And then, he basically said on there that, he arranged for us to do a review. He was very disappointed that, obviously he was happy for me, but disappointed at the same time. But he said he was still going to send the piece out. He actually, when he sent the piece, he literally said, no, you don't need to review it. Don't bother reviewing it. Just enjoy the piece as a thank you. And that was what he kind of said of me.
Oh, what a good guy.
George and I then started talking again about 2 weeks ago, after not talking for about 3 months. And then... you got to start rumours.
You can try that, Robert. You can try that.
So yeah, we were talking about 2 weeks ago or so. We're just like, look, these are the things that I can still do. These are the things I can't do, and whatever else. And we decided that this
workarounds.
If it's something that doesn't conflict with my role, we can review it, no problem.
That's right.
So big thanks to PA for the.
Well, that's decent of him, but again, like I'm saying. With us, it's a risky game because I can refer you to many reviews where people have said, love the channel, I want to send you stuff, I want honest opinion, and when they get it, there's a different sort of situation that starts up, which is like they didn't really like that, they didn't really want that. And that's how it goes. I mean, that's why we don't have any more icebreaker pieces because of how that Psylocke review went. I mean, that's got to be the worst piece. That's got to be the silliest piece to ever send anybody. But thankfully they've done a fantastic job with this. So there's no reason to. We didn't need to do any slam dunks. This is a nailed on, very very well made piece, beautiful piece. So
first piece.
First
piece. They've set their standards really high, so let's see where they go from here.
But they did a cracking job, and it's a nice feeling when you take out the. I came and House of Gog's little envelope was there. I opened it, and that was a nice experience for me pulling out each piece individually and being like, shit. Well, they didn't play, and I mean the base is signed as well by Pascal Blanche as well, which is just amazing. Well, so you've got proper hand signed 400 edition. From a quite a famous artist.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things as well. Sorry about. I might try and cut the sample at the beginning, but that's one of the things which I do think is actually it is a factor. I think the experience of unpackaging something is actually a big part of actually getting the piece. If you have an experience where you have to turn it off and on.
Oh, I know it bothers you.
But if you have a piece where you've unboxed it. And the whole unboxing experience is unpleasant, it sticks with you. I've had pieces where that's happened. I've had to wait for replacement parts. The boxes have ripped. There's just things where, if that experience isn't nice, it sticks with you. And if you have this experience where you open it, you've got this vibrant box, you then take out the envelope, you have a metal card, you have a print, you have a certificate, you have everything there, and then you get the pieces out, they're all in one piece.
Everything fits nice together.
It feels
premium in your hand, weighty.
That whole experience is, I think, very important.
It keeps a piece.
There are a lot of people that say, well, it doesn't matter if the piece is light. When you get it, you're just going to stick it on your shelf and you're never going to pick it up again. I don't agree with that. I honestly think that if I have a piece and when I get it, it's light as anything and it feels delicate and it feels this, it's always in the back of my mind that it's that way. And it doesn't feel like a premium product to me. But then when you get something that's the other way around, it sticks with you. And I do think that's a good thing.
Yeah, and this certainly does. This feels like a lot of care's been taken. So very well done. You know, we've gone over it. Okay, let's try it and do it the Radd Titan way. What's wrong with it? Give me something bad. Come on, stick a knife in somewhere.
If I wanted something different, yeah, the top to be removable would be nice.
Really? Does nothing for me, shit like that. Statues like with their tits, it does nothing for me. I wouldn't like it at all. I don't like any of that sort of rubbish going on. I mean, it's what you don't see that's sexy, not what all on display like that.
Maybe just trying to think something with the moon, maybe. But I think the moon is done really well, so you can't really do much else other than the clear resin rod. Maybe the base of that. That's just pretty solid.
Yeah, it's more solid than you think, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard, isn't it? I've got nothing. I literally have nothing.
Yeah.
You know, they've gone with the, you know, little totem where you can stick everything in, so nothing's just like laying in a drawer. You don't need to work. And, you know, you don't really want to stick your head like that anywhere, do you? Laying it down, laying on it, so you just don't want to do that.
Well, what you have to think about as well is,
if it's soft resin, it will like mould into that place, won't it?
If you actually have the original sculpt, so this is the original head.
Yeah.
If you actually had the new head with this part and the harpoon on it, you know, this actually was quite weighty. You know, that's like a statue.
It's very good though.
Yeah.
Like
so that's like, you know, this is almost as that. If that's on there, that's as intricate as some statues you can get anyway.
Really good. I don't really have anything. I thought the colours would bother me more, but it doesn't. It's cool. It's really cool.
Maybe if like you could see her face a little more with this head. You can see it, but I think it is quite hidden. Maybe just like.
Yeah, but she's got like sort of like a radar, sort of like a tracking system on her, isn't she? And that's just armour for battle.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that because she's a hunter, so that actually works. Did you know this reminds me a little bit of Ray?
Yeah.
From HMO, just in a different style, but just the sort of idea, the sort of apocalyptic demon hunter use it, and that sort of head is almost like that. I think it's cracker. I haven't got anything. I've really hoped, you know, that I'd be able to say the colours really bother me, but they don't. No. Well done. I've got nothing. I tried. You know, I like it. I would proudly display it in my collection, and I think you did a cracking job for your first job. And I've got no attachment to the character, just on a purely artistic point of view. So well done, gentlemen. Good job.
2 thumbs up.
4.
4.
Congratulations and jubilations. Happy birthday to you.